Welcome once again to another episode of the Random Access Podcast, brought to you by rapodcast.net. This is episode 848, recorded live on October 4th, 2025. And here are your hosts, the man who's starting to get handy, Dave Pillay.
Hi.
And the man who's proud to see it, Andy Lowe. Hi.
You mean because I started drilling holes in the foundation of my house?
Yes, I did that a couple of weeks ago, which actually will be part of, I think, the random review in 2 weeks.
Nice. I don't have a hammer drill.
Oh.
So I am borrowing one.
Okay.
I tried to do it without one, and I'm like, this do not work.
No, it does not.
That ship don't sail. Good Lord. Hammer drill. Hammer drill makes it much easier.
Yeah. The first time I drilled through a foundation was at the radio station up in Holland, because we needed to run some new coax in, because we were installing a brand new FM station. And so had to run all new coax from the top of the tower all the way down to the transmitter. And the little room that they used to have everything run into was prone to flooding, and it was a pain in the butt to work in. And I'm just like, I don't want to deal with all that, so I'm just going to drill a new hole. And I had to drill like a 2-inch hole into the foundation in order to get that coax in.
Like 2-inch wide?
Yes, 2-inch wide hole through the foundation. It was quite a masonry hole saw.
Yeah, because you'd I'm drilling into the foundation, but I'm not going through it.
No, I went through the foundation with that thing.
That is terrifying.
Had to do it with a hammer drill. There was just no.
Yeah, hammer drill with a hole saw.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. But now I have a hammer drill, so.
Yeah. I was getting ready to buy one, but I figured I may as well reach out to my neighbor and be like, "You have one?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got a hammer drill." I'm like, "Can I borrow it?" And he's like, "Okay."
What was I it was either last week Friday or 2 weeks ago Friday, because I'm home on Fridays now because I don't work on Fridays.
Yeah.
And I was looking out the back, our kitchen window looks into the backyard of the neighbors. And they had just cut down some like cherry tree or something that was in the back corner of their yard. And it was like half of it was leaning into our yard. I already had to trim a couple branches off of it.
Yeah.
But they had cut it down, and he was out there trying to cut it up using a handsaw.
Oh, God.
And I'm just looking at him going like,
buddy,
what does he do? So I literally like, I'm still like in my pajamas.
Yeah.
And I just throw
Grab
my
your
jacket.
Sawzall.
Yeah. I just go out there and I go back to him like, do you want to borrow a Sawzall? I'm like, I've even got a chainsaw. If you
prefer that.
Yes. I'm like, I can help you out here. And he's like, no, I need the exercise. And I'm just like, okay.
Can I help do some of this? And
I'm like, I got the things here. I'm like, if you need, because I guess he like borrowed the chainsaw to cut it down, but the guy hadn't ever sharpened the blade on the chainsaw.
Oh no.
So it was a dull blade trying to cut through the tree. And it was just like, dude, I've got the things. Just ask. But
I can help.
Yeah. I've got chainsaws. I've got log splitters. I've got mulchers. I've got whole bunch of stuff I can do with trees now. And he's just out here with the handsaw holding the tree branch in
back
one
and
arm,
forth
trying to cut it. I'm just like, you're holding it with your other hand while trying to cut it. That's
yeah.
Oh.
Now, for what it's worth, like I have a big tree in my front yard. I have an ash tree, and it unfortunately had a nasty case of emerald ash borer.
Ooh.
We've gotten it treated. We've gotten it taken care of. It's coming back. It's healing. But there are some very dead branches, like very dead. And not just branches, like very dead limbs. And it's high up there in the tree. So like going up there with a chainsaw is not really an option.
No.
So I have an extended, basically a pole saw. But yeah, that is hand sawing, and it takes time.
Oh, they make electric pole saws now.
I'm aware that they do. I don't have one, nor do my neighbors. My neighbor has a Sawzall, which is very useful when the limb comes down.
Yes.
In shrinking the limb.
Yes. You could just, you could get some duct tape. Just duct
tape the Sawzall to the pole arm?
Yes. And duct tape the button down so you don't have to.
Yeah, there's nothing that could go wrong with that. Nothing that could go wrong with that.
Nothing at all could go bad. That'll be perfect. Oh, geez, the Tigers game is now in extra innings.
Uh-oh. Who are the Tigers playing?
The Tigers are in the division series of the playoffs.
Right, because we're like, the season is over.
Yes.
We're in the postseason. We're in the tournament now.
Yes, the Tigers were leading for a majority of the season. But in September, basically went on a historic freefall. Like, if they didn't make the playoffs, it would have been the worst failure of a team ever. And they barely squeaked into the playoffs. Cleveland had an amazing September, got into the playoffs, won the division over the Tigers. The Tigers beat Cleveland earlier this week, and they have to fly out and play Seattle.
Okay.
So they're currently in Seattle. The first pitch was at, I think, like 8:08 p.m., something like that.
Man, that sucks for the Tigers, because, like, they got to be tired.
No, what's really ridiculous, though, is, so there's 2 games in Seattle, because this is a best of 5. The next 2 games are in Detroit. And if there's a game 5, it's back in Seattle.
Gross.
Yeah. I'm just like, really? So you're going to have the teams fly from Seattle to Detroit, play 2 games, and then fly back to Seattle to play a game. And then whoever wins is going to be facing the winner of New York or Toronto. So if there's a game,
those don't mean anything to me. Like, okay, New York or Toronto.
Yes. So whoever wins if it comes down to a game 5, they'll win a game in Seattle and then have to fly to either New York or Toronto to do the next series.
Flight.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not like they don't have their own plane, Andy.
Yeah,
they aren't flying coach.
Nope, they are definitely not flying coach.
Their planes are fine.
But now I feel like what it was when who was playing USC? It was State. State did a game against USC, an in-conference game, but it was an evening kickoff at USC. So it was like an 11 o'clock kickoff here, I think, something like that.
Okay.
And you're just like, really? You're thinking people are going to stay up till 11 o'clock at night?
You do?
Well, yes. Okay, yes, I realize right now it is 11:30.
Probably a lot of people do, actually.
Oh, you're not going to have a huge local audience, though, for that, I think. I don't know. I'll have to see what the ratings were.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. So, yeah, drilled holes in my basement. I put up a shelf. That shelf, the wood is going to break first, and then the metal of the hangers will fail before that screw or those screws get pulled out of the wall.
Yes.
Holy crap, those are in there tight. How else was your week, Andy?
I'm in the middle of getting a crown put in on one of my wisdom teeth, or whatever the molar is back there.
Okay. I was going to say, I kind of hope your wisdom tooth is gone.
Yes. No, wisdom teeth are gone. And whatever the molar is back there. Got a crown. So I've got a temporary crown right now.
I hate those.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yep. The actual crown is not getting delivered until the 20th. Which is the day that I actually have to go up for my division meeting up in Traverse City. I have to be up in Traverse City about 4
p.m.
Yes.
Okay. Thank God.
Yeah.
4 a.m. You got to leave, bud.
Nope. 4 p.m. I got to be up in Traverse City. So it's like, ugh. I'd rather get the crown in, though, than have to deal with this temporary one the whole time.
Yes, definitely. Well, let's see what else. I saw Sweeney Todd yesterday. Have you ever seen Sweeney Todd?
No, I know the play. Well, technically a musical.
That's what I watched. There's a local production of the musical of Sweeney Todd. It is, I texted my brother, who's a big fan of it, and I said, this is the Sondheimiest Sondheim that ever Sondheimed. He was like, what do you mean? I'm like, the music is absolute, this is Sondheim at his Sondheimiest.
Yep.
But the production was fantastic. They did a great job. I don't know. I don't got much else.
Yeah, no, I've just been trying not to pay attention to the news.
You mean the government shutdown?
Yes. And then the Michigan government technically didn't shut down, but also they weren't really following the Constitution.
The Michigan government was?
Yes, the Michigan government. In the Constitution,
your employers.
It is required that the Michigan Michigan has to have a balanced budget by the end of the fiscal year, which is the end of September 30th.
Yeah.
So technically, if we don't have a passed balanced budget by October 1st,
Yeah.
technically, the government is supposed to be shut down.
Oh, they didn't pass the budget.
No, they didn't. Well, they didn't pass the budget. And it's
They haven't shut down.
Well, Governor Whitmer, the head of the House, Matt Hall, and the head of the whoever the Democrat is in charge of the Michigan Senate, they all came out and said, yes, we realize there isn't a budget, because they said on Friday of, I think on the 26th, they said, oh yeah, we've got a framework in place. And it's like, okay, that's great. That's a framework, but you're still have the bills just sitting in the legislature, not doing anything. They passed bills. I guess they were like rider bills or something, where they could put basic boilerplate language into the bills and have them sitting in Congress was it still Congress in Michigan? The legislature?
Legislature.
Okay, so yeah, bills have to sit in the legislature for 5 days before they're allowed to be voted on. So they passed these bills that were basically just blank pages saying there will be a bill inserted here at some point. And they had those sitting at the legislature for 5 days. And then October 1st rolls around and those still hadn't been passed. And so all of us being state employees are like, what's going on? And the governor came out with the Republican and the Democrat all came out with a joint statement saying, yeah, we're all just going to agree that we're just going to continue with the current funding until we actually get something passed. We're working on it. We're going to get it passed at some point. But we're all just going to agree just to keep everything the way it is. And we're just like, that's not what the Constitution says.
Yeah, but if no one does anything about it, then it's fine.
So at 4 a.m. on October 1st, they passed a continuing resolution. So then they officially,
ACRs.
on the 1st, passed a bill and signed saying that, yes, there will be a continuing resolution until the actual budget is passed. But still, there was some hours there where things were very, very sketchy.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
But now the actual budget has been passed. So we're back above board again.
Yay. For the state.
Yes, for the state.
Yeah. Federal is something else.
Yes.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Oh, this was funny. So on Thursday, we were out at, we're working on one of our remote alarming systems, a box that monitors everything and will send the alarms if something is out of spec, right?
Okay.
And we got brand new Generac generators at the sites in Kalamazoo County. Well, for some reason, the Generac generators were not communicating with these monitoring boxes. So I went out earlier on Wednesday and went to the site to look at them. And there was a Cat 5 cable plugged into the monitoring box. And then it went down to a single pair at the Generac into just a Euro block. It was just like, we're just like, what is this? This is not Ethernet. This can't be Ethernet. You can't do data. You can do technically you could do data transfer with a single pair, but you can't do any sort of IP with a single pair. That's for sure.
No.
So we went around and we fixed all of the things that are putting new ends on there. Some of these cables, oh my gosh, you could tell they were not put on by somebody with any sort of IT experience.
Oh no. Cable management should literally be a class in IT.
Well, this was probably done by the generator folks. And I'm just looking at this thing there where it's 3 inches of all the wires just hanging out. And I'm like, well, it's probably, this is where you're having data transfer issues. Nothing like having untwisted pairs hanging out in a high RF environment. But
they act like little antennae, don't they?
Yes. That's why the cables are twisted inside an Ethernet cable, is to not deal with crosstalk and help with, shielding and so on and so forth. Yeah. That's why when you put the end on a cable, you normally want to put the shielding and the sleeve right at the end of the connector. Mm-hmm. This was not the case. So we then put all the new cables on there. And no surprise, the Generac does not have a static IP listed. So we turn on the screen and I get that 164.297 IP address, right?
I wasn't given one, so I don't know what to do.
Yes. And we're just like, okay, well, we need to change that. Well, one of the guys is like, well, we can go in through the Wi-Fi. And we're like, okay, Wi-Fi. I didn't know this generator had Wi-Fi, but it does. So I go on the screen and I turn on the Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi on these things, every time you turn it on and off, it regenerates a new WPA password.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
So it randomly, every time you turn it on, it randomly generates 2 words and 4 numbers.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. But I turn on the Wi-Fi, no joke. The password is government down 0086.
I mean, the 86 doesn't mean anything. But
well, 80, if you 86 something.
Oh, 86 something. Ha ha ha. Yep.
And I'm just looking at it going like, what I know this is just randomly generated, but damn.
Yep.
This generator's got jokes.
That generator knows what it's doing, man.
Like I thought like somebody had programmed that in there until we turned it off and turned it back on again, and then it came a different one. And we're just like, oh, well, that's interesting. The other fun bit though was the fact that it turns out that we don't have the credentials for the generator.
I'm sorry, what?
We didn't have the credentials to modify the IP address on the generator.
Oops.
We had to get somebody from the local Generac dealer to come down and type in his daily rotated password of randomly generated alphanumeric characters.
See, at the very least, like, they're trying to do some security, which is actually kind of nice, because I know plenty of other cases where the in particular the power grid is not secure.
No. I mean, that was, what was it? Target got hit because somebody was going in through the HVAC system, right?
Yep.
So it's, yes, there, but still, it's one of those things where it's like, yes, we probably need credentials for the generator if we need to modify things.
Okay.
But yeah, no, we had to have somebody come down, and he's like, yeah, we have a little, secure ID tag that gives us our password for the day. So he's like, here's the password for the day. I'll give it to you because it's not going to work tomorrow. So then we had to run around to all of the other generator sites. We're like, we have this one password. We must get all these done today. So yeah, that was more fun than expected. But I thought you would get a kick out of the randomly generated password that said government down.
Government down 0086. Yes. Which no longer is the password, right? So like you're not going to get in a problem for saying
because I turned off the Wi-Fi as soon as we're able to physically connect to the box.
Yeah.
So, and then if I turn that Wi-Fi back on, as I know, it will generate another random password.
And it knowing the password that it generated will not give you enough to figure out like what the next cycle is.
Yeah, because I don't know what the dictionary is.
Okay.
I don't know what the dictionary is that they have.
Well,
for the
I know
words.
you don't, Andy. I'm not worried about you. You can see what the password is when it gets generated.
Yes.
I'm worried about everyone else.
No, you have to have physical access to the box in order to turn on the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And at that point, you can see what the Wi-Fi password is on the screen. So.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Should we hit topics?
Should we talk about topics?
Yes. Where's my topic list?
Something tells me there's a bit of a delay from me to you.
Let me see what it says. 11 milliseconds, 1 millisecond, 77 milliseconds.
All right. Yeah, I see round trip of 24 milliseconds.
Yep.
So what would you like to talk about from our list of topics, Andy?
Well, I like the one that you sent me where I was talking about the Lego Game Boy, which I've been now to Costco multiple times because supposedly Costco was going to have this cheaper than what it was for on Amazon, but it hasn't shown up yet at our Costco, which was the Nintendo Game Boy Lego kit.
Yes. And someone so when I first saw it, when Andy showed it to me last week, I said like, what the hell is this? Why doesn't it play games? And Andy's response was like, it's Legos. It's not a Game Boy. I'm like, but it looks like a Game Boy. You're building a Game Boy. It should play Game Boy games. And it turns out someone did.
Yes. Somebody created a custom Game Boy circuit board to fit within the design of the Lego model. And no joke, they actually used the Lego model's own cartridge slot. So it will actually play actual Game Boy cartridges inside this Lego model.
Lego Game Boy with a working Game Boy inside, not an emulator.
Yep.
So I wonder, for it to not be an emulator, she had to take like the Game Boy hardware and take it off of the original board and like put it on a new board. Maybe? I don't know. Good for her though.
Yes.
Does she have the circuit board? I'm going to release it once I'm happy with it. How many bricks did you desecrate to put the PCB in? 0. I love this.
Funny.
I love this. This is really cute. She did a good job.
Yes.
I made a channel on my Discord server if you'd like to keep up to date with the Lego Game Boy, which I'm calling the Brick Boy for obvious reasons. I will be releasing the files and guide for free.
Oh, very nice. Well, if you got somebody who's got a PCB printer.
Yep.
Let's see, what other video game news we got here? Speaking of old stuff, Rock Band 4 turns 10 years old.
I don't like that.
What?
That A, that there's a Rock Band 4, B, that it's 10 years old.
Yes.
I don't like that. I don't like either of those things.
Yeah, so there was a Rock Band 4.
Yep.
10 years old.
10 years ago, there was a Rock Band 4. There has yet to be a Rock Band 5.
Well, we kind of passed by the era of the...
Oh, no.
You didn't think you don't think we've passed by the era
Oh,
of...
no, definitely. But
Okay.
the oh, no is the... Oh, they had 10-year licenses.
Yes. The
Oops.
game had a 10-year license for the songs.
Oops.
And so tomorrow, October 5th, Rock Band 4 will be delisted from the PlayStation and Xbox storefronts. So if you already own the game, you will keep full access.
But they can't sell it because they don't have the license to the music.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
And the same thing applies to all the future downloadable content. So anything...
Get your DLC now.
Yeah, for DLC, it will slowly fade away as well once the DLC songs hit their 10-year mark as well. So
That's hilarious. Okay, so end of an era.
Yeah.
Like, it actually had an end. That's awful. I still have Rock Band downstairs.
yeah, no, I've...
In the basement. And now I have a whole new, like, shelf that I could set things up on.
I used to have one of the guitars sitting next to me, but I guess I don't have one of them over here anymore. So Jamie gave me the guitars for the Wii, and I have the guitars for the 360. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, for goodness sakes, at one point there was a Lego Rock Band, and it was just like, ooh, okay, maybe that went a little.
Okay, so to be fair, the Lego Rock Band was actually really fun.
What, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had Lego Rock Band. I also had Beatles Rock Band.
Yeah, Jamie's got the Beatle guitars, so we've got Beatles for the Wii. We just haven't broken it out. We haven't done anything on the Wii recently. I did get Isaac, though, playing Plants vs. Zombies.
The original?
The original.
Nice.
Because he was playing some Roblox game that was like Plants versus something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so it's Plants versus Zombies. And so
Like, what do you mean?
I remembered that EA had put out a mobile version long time ago.
Yep.
So it's still on the Play Store. So I downloaded it and started playing it. And he's like, what's this? Can I have this on my screen? And I'm like, yes. I will give you Plants vs. Zombies. So you don't have to play Plants vs. whatever.
With Roblox.
With Roblox, yeah.
You can play the actual game.
Yes.
That one's based on.
So he's been playing that.
Do 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 do.
Yep. I'm Crazy Dave. You can call me Crazy Dave.
Crazy Dave doesn't actually speak, right?
No.
Like,
No,
yeah,
he's
it's
just- They're doing a remastered one. Did you know that?
Nope. Does it have the same music? Because the music is incredible.
I think
The music is one of the best parts of that game.
it's going to be released on October 23rd, 2025.
That's in 3 weeks.
Yes.
What do you mean, PVZ remastered? Plants vs. Zombies replanted. Classic PVZ in glorious HD. It was, okay, so it was like, a Flash game? Like, I guess the graphics were not great for now, but $20? $20 is a lot.
Yeah. And of course, it's EA, so...
The visual quality just isn't that much bigger. Have you seen speedruns of Plants vs. Zombies, by the way?
No. But now that I know that's a thing...
They are hilarious. Because, like, one of the techniques is, like, don't defend the very first zombie.
Really?
Just let it go to the lawnmower.
Oh, did you even think about that?
Yep. Yeah. I watched let me see if I can find it. Games done quick. Plants vs. Zombies. Plants vs. Zombies by Satan herself in 1 hour and 12 minutes. SGDQ 2025.
Oh, well, I guess I'll have to...
Here is the link. You're welcome.
Well, I will put that up on the TV tomorrow morning while Isaac eats his breakfast.
Just let Isaac watch it?
Yeah. We watch some silly things sometimes on there. We've been watching a lot of Deep Pocket Monster. He's a Pokemon card guy on YouTube.
Okay.
And he does challenges trying to collect like master sets. And he did one where he has this giant binder and he tries to collect every card or a card from every Pokemon.
A card for like the 1,000 some Pokemon?
Yes.
He wants at least one card from each of them?
Yes.
Aren't there like 2 Pokemon that have like 1 or 2 cards?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, there are.
Okay.
There were a couple times because he was doing it generation by generation where he actually failed because it's like some of these earlier generations, he's just like, I'm looking for a Wobbuffet. Nobody's got a Wobbuffet. It's not a good card.
Why would anyone have a Wobbuffet?
Yeah. So just like, he's just going around this trade night going, do you have a Wobbuffet? Do you have a Wobbuffet? Does anybody have a Wobbuffet? Goes to the card owner. It's like, do you have any of these classic packs that we can just rip? Because I got no other ideas. Like, where's your bulk bins? And he's got just like dozens of people just going through the bulk bins, just looking for random Pokemon.
Interesting.
Yep. So speaking of EA, something I didn't realize.
Yeah.
This was brought up in one of the articles I read.
I just want to say that's never a good opening.
What? Speaking
of EA.
Yeah. So we had talked about how EA was going to get bought out by the Saudis and Jared Kushner, right?
Yeah. We talked about it.
Yes. Well,
and
I didn't think about it at the time because this is going to be the largest leveraged private equity buyout in history.
Yeah.
So
I think we talked about that specifically.
Well, the fact that they're only spending $35 billion in cash. They are going to borrow $20 billion in order to make this the purchase.
Yeah.
So EA is going to have a $20 billion debt.
Immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he looked up, and EA's operating profit for the fiscal year 2024 was $1.5 billion.
So at that rate, assuming that continuous rate, it would take them
13 years
to pay off the debt.
Yes.
That's not including interest.
No.
There would be interest on the debt.
Yes.
But they'd get to go private, sort of. Privately owned by the Saudi investment firm. I really don't like that.
I know.
I really hope EA says, like, maybe not. Although, I guess, additionally, like, if someone gets enough shares, then it's private again. Mm-hmm. Sort of. Like, yeah. I wonder what it takes to actually take a company private.
I don't know. That is beyond my area.
Because if they're public and, like, I own a share, I don't have to give up my share. Like, they can't make me give up my share, right?
I don't know. Normally, it's their people are willing to give you money above and beyond the cost of your share, right?
Most common ways through a buyout where the acquirer often buys all shares at a specific price. If a supermajority of shareholders approve, the deal can proceed even if you vote against it. So if they get enough of the shareholders to say yes, then it doesn't matter if there are shareholders who don't want to do it. It's going to happen.
You're going to get paid for it.
Yeah.
You still get paid, but you don't get a say in the matter. But you still get paid. So
yeah. So if they can buy enough shares off the market to get a supermajority, they can just take it private.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Other monetary news. Epic has launched the Epic Games.
Thank you.
Epic Games.
I'm like, wait a minute. I don't want to talk about anything. What?
Yeah.
Epic Games
has launched its Epic Web Shop.
Isn't there? How is that? There's already an Epic Games Store.
Well, this one will enable developers to sell in-game content direct-to-consumer through a direct-to-consumer storefront.
That wasn't so this is like for in-game stuff.
Yes. So in-game stuff, Epic has now set it up, and they said that developers using the service will keep 100% of the first $1 million in net revenue per title.
And then?
Once that is met, it is reverted to the standard 88-12 share.
That's a hell of a lot better than the 70-30 for everything you get on certain other platforms.
Mm-hmm. So you get 100% of your first million in revenue.
Of revenue.
Of revenue.
Clear.
Yes.
It's always important to differentiate between revenue and profit.
Yes. So 100% of the first million in revenue, and then anything else after that is an 88%. So.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty cool, honestly. Like, GG Epic Games. Maybe certain other platforms could stand to take a page out of that.
Mm-hmm. Any content considered a consumable sale is eligible to be sold via the service, including virtual currency and other use items.
So if you buy a health potion, you can buy it through the store.
Yep.
All right. There was a topic last week that we didn't touch on.
Okay.
That I'd like to bring up again as a, like, this is a kind of sad thing. GDC.
Yes.
The Game Developers Conference.
Game Developers Conference is changing, it's changing its name.
Is not going to be the Game Developers Conference. It's going to just be GDC. They changed the name to the initialism.
Well, no, it's going to be GDC Festival of Gaming.
Yeah.
It's a full week of opportunity in a space where the full B2B games ecosystem connects.
So it's E3? Wait, like, guys, why?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, in part because they want to, like, move it.
Well, yeah, San Francisco is a horrible place to have it.
Yep. So GDC is now just GDC Festival of Gaming.
Yeah.
GDC : Festival of Gaming.
I'm sorry. When I always, the news you got out of GDC was always the interesting nuggets.
Yep.
It was not flashy. It wasn't the big announcements from E3, but it was interesting nuggets about, like, the developers getting into the nitty gritty with sort of stuff.
It's been flashy stuff for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like, it's just been evolving into E3.
I don't know. Part of me is just like, if I feel like this was supposed to be the nerdier side of the industry, and it's getting away from that. But something else that's trying to take up the mantle, IGN supposedly had such a good showing of their Fan Fest that they're doing a second one this year.
Yum.
With supposedly movies, TV shows, and games. They're going to have 70 total titles.
So it's Comic-Con.
I guess so, yes.
Except there's no comics, right?
No.
It's movies, games, TV. Andy, I found my micro SD card reader.
That's going to make no sense to anybody else.
Do you want to know where I found my micro SD card reader?
Where?
In my pocket.
You had one in your pocket?
I had one in my pocket.
So you found one and put it in your pocket at some point and then forgot
Earlier
about it.
today, I put it in my pocket. Sorry, folks. I was looking for my micro SD card reader before the show. I could not find it, and therefore ordered a new one to be delivered tomorrow morning. And I found one. I found the one I've been looking for.
In your pocket.
In my pocket. So anyway, IGN, Games Fest.
Yes.
Comic-Con without the comics.
Yes. Speaking of another thing of an E3 replacement.
Guys, E3 stopped for a reason. Stop trying to reinvent E3. Like, seriously, we had this. It was called E3. We stopped doing it.
Everybody wants to capture that lightning in a bottle again, and it's not going to work. We're in a different social media world than we were when E3 was a big thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got to talk about Xbox Game Pass. I mean,
yes. So
this is coming after we had talked about how,
Microsoft
a second price increase for the Xbox Series.
Maybe this is why Costco said, we're out. Microsoft has decided that not only should their consoles be more expensive, but their subscription service is also more expensive now.
Yep. The most expensive tier, the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, is going from $20 a month to $30 a month. The bottom tier is getting renamed Xbox Game Pass Essential, is going to be $10. Xbox Game Pass Premium is going to be $15. Now, Microsoft says, we're increasing the price, but you were getting more now.
But I wasn't using the stuff that I got in the first place.
Yeah. So, now they're adding Ubisoft and Fortnite to the top tier of Xbox Game Pass.
Woo! So exciting. I'm out.
Yeah.
I canceled my subscription. Peace.
$30 a month. Ugh. Granted, I keep on getting all the alerts that our Netflix is going up and our Disney Plus is going up and Paramount is going up. And it's just like, oh, come on. This is...
Yeah, well, it's the return of piracy. I mean, you're going to see it. You're going to see it come back fast and hard.
Well, I read something, it was just a blurb of an article, but I guess that people are starting to look at cutting their streaming and going back to cable. And
I mean, they reinvented cable. They put cable in with more steps.
Yep.
When Netflix came out, with like, hey, we're doing streaming, the biggest selling point for me was not the library. The biggest selling point for me was not the movies. The biggest selling point was that I could watch something without commercials.
Yep. Now we're watching things, and it's like, we'll be right back after these ads. And it was like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
I mean, for goodness sakes, Paramount, or was it? No, I think it was on Peacock. It's like you use the same frickin' things that you did on your cartoon shows from from the 90s.
Yeah.
I almost said from 10 years ago, and I'm like, no, wait. It's not that anymore. But yes, no, that Microsoft is increasing the price of the Game Pass. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Not going to do it. Oh, but there also is Microsoft internally has been trying an ad-supported version of Xbox Cloud Gaming.
Say that again?
Xbox Cloud Gaming.
Yeah.
They're testing an ad-supported version of it. So you don't actually have to you don't even have to pay for a Games Pass subscription.
God damn it. You guys are making enough money. You don't need to do this.
The internal testing includes around 2 minutes of pre-roll ads before a game is available to stream for free through Xbox Cloud Gaming. Microsoft is also currently testing a limit of 1 hour for sessions with up to 5 hours free a month.
Do you remember the patent that Sony got?
Sony's gotten a lot of patents. You're going to have to be more specific.
That was the, you would have to watch an ad and then say something verbally to confirm that you watched the ad.
Oh, no.
This was years ago. Years and years ago. Sony got a patent for something like this. Do you know what they've done with that patent?
Nothing?
Nothing. They have explicitly and intentionally sat on it so that no one else can do it. I think we need to do that. I think we need to go start figuring out what are the worst cases that they could come up with, patent them, and then just sit on that.
What is this Robin Hood company that just seems to have all these patents but not doing anything?
they're like patent trolls, except they aren't suing anyone. They're just sitting on the patents. What the hell is going on? Oh, you want to show an ad and track eye movement during the ad? Yeah, we have a patent on that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're counting the number of people who are watching your show and then dynamically adjusting the number of ads based on that count? That's a patent. Okay. SpaceX?
Yes. Flight 11.
They wanted to do that soon, right?
Yes.
Early October.
They're looking for flight window opens October 13th.
Okay.
So yes, Flight 11, because Flight 10 was pretty successful.
Yeah.
So they're going to do the same flight path. They are going to reuse a booster again.
Okay. But wait, I thought we were done with Block 2 and we were moving on to Block 3.
Well, this booster, this is basically the last flight of Block 2.
Okay. And this was booster from Flight 8.
Yes, this is the booster from Flight 8. They're going to try a different configuration that is used for the landing of the booster in the next block.
Okay.
So they're going to test it out to make sure that it, get some data on it, how it works in the real world. So instead of going from all the engines just down to 3, they're going to go all the engines to, I think, 12 and then down to 3.
So it's staging down.
Yes. 13 to 5 to then 3.
Okay. That's just, these engines are so big.
Mm-hmm. So they're not actually going to try and catch it again. They're just going to have this one because they're
smash into the water.
Yeah, because we're trying a different landing profile. Let's not put it right next to our launch tower,
big expensive launch tower that we already had to rebuild.
Yep.
But please, let's just, not do that again.
Yeah, so they're going to reuse the booster. They're going to try a new landing cycle on that one. They're going to do another in-flight engine test. They're going to do another Starlink test launch
with their new ejector system.
Yes, with the PEZ ejector, because it sort of worked last time, but every once in a while on the second one in each level kind of went out and then clipped itself on the door. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that will be fixed. They're also going to try a different landing profile that would be similar to a landing profile if they brought it back to Starbase.
Okay.
So they're going to mimic the path a ship would take on future flights returning to Starbase, but they're going to do it over the Indian Ocean just to, make sure. Oh, they're also not going to have those metal heat shield tiles that made the whole, ship turn orange.
Cool.
They did those didn't work so well according to SpaceX, so they're going to get rid of them. They're going to remove some more tiles. This time they're going to remove tiles.
So are they trying to figure out what is the minimum number of tiles we need?
Well, they're removing tiles this time that are bonded directly to Starship without having the backup layer underneath them. So they're going to see how it reacts to not having tiles in those locations. But yes, they're basically trying to let's remove some tiles here. Oh, good, it stayed together. All right, let's remove some tiles over here. See how it does over there. They're just selectively picking points to see if they can get it to fail, I guess. So, yes, this is the last of V2, and I bet you anything, next time with Flight 12, if this is a success, then Flight 12 will probably be with the new hardware, but same profile, so they can compare old versus new. And then at some point, we'll have to do orbital refueling and all that. Really
orbital
interesting,
refueling will be a hoot to watch.
Yeah. Speaking of reusing things, this is kind of surprising because Blue Origin is going to be having their second launch sometime basically later this month, early November. And they really want to catch the booster on this one because they fully intend to use the recovered first stage on their next launch, which is the launch towards the moon.
That's ambitious.
Well, it turns out the way that New Glenn is designed is that the first stage takes a lot longer to build than the second stage. So they don't have another one as a backup plan. So this one kind of is, they have to get this one to land on its second try.
Or they're kind of fucked.
Yes, for their whole New Glenn launches next year for their moon lander.
Yeah. Well, no pressure, guys. It's not like, space flight is an inherently dangerous and, I wouldn't say unpredictable, but very easy to make mistakes and overlook things.
Yes. Which, just in case you're wondering, it took SpaceX 20 launches of the Falcon 9 over 5 years.
Before they had it, reliable.
Oh, that was just even before they actually had one land successfully. It was another 15 months after that before SpaceX launched a previously flown Falcon 9 booster.
Oh, God.
And Blue Origin wants to successfully catch their second launch and reuse it on their third launch early next year. Somebody at Blue Origin's got some weird time schedule table that I don't get it. This seems completely ridiculous, but they've backed themselves into a corner, and if it works, more power to them. But yeah, there's a lot that can go wrong.
Yeah, just a few things.
Mm-hmm. Just a couple of things could go wrong,
guys. Okay.
Well, I want to end on a good note.
Sure.
The largest electric utility in Illinois is testing a program where they have electric school buses, and they are testing bi-directional chargers for the school buses.
So the bus can add energy back to the system.
Yes, they're testing electric school buses for vehicle-to-grid settings because the school buses are not really in use at 5 o'clock at night.
Right.
Where the start of the peak energy usage is.
Oh, okay. So they're just thinking of the buses as big old batteries.
Yes.
that you charge them when they're cheap.
And then, by the time, if there needs to be extra energy added to the grid, the bus is just already there, plugged in, able to put energy on the grid.
Okay.
So yeah, they're
just adding a bunch of batteries.
Yes.
But like the thing that I see this with is like the buses don't generate their own power.
No, that's true.
Right?
Yes.
Like this would be great if the buses were generating their own power. But like you're just using the bus like a battery.
Well, it's just
you're
like
putting power in when it's cheap and then pulling it back out when it's more expensive.
Yes.
Which is fine. I'm okay with that. Like that saves money. But like, I guess if you're going to have a battery, put it on wheels anyway. Like, I don't know.
So yes, this is the commission is talking to 3 districts. They're going to test them out with a couple of electric school buses just to see if it's feasible to build the chargers and tie them into the grid and all that. But the bus is just sitting there.
Yep. Not consuming power.
Yeah, not consuming power, just...
But that's my point. Like, the bus is just sitting there. Like, yeah, but if you use the power from the bus, you have to charge the bus.
Yes, that's true.
The bus doesn't generate its own power.
So I feel like it's just like a capacitor, right?
Yeah, a battery. Literally. It's the same thing, Andy.
Yes.
I guess if you're overproducing at certain times of the day, like it's basic power management. If you're overproducing at certain times of the day, it's nice to have a place to store it. It's just weird to store it in the bus, or rather in the school bus. Like there's other places that maybe would be better to store it. But I don't know. I'm not an electrical engineer. What do I know?
You're just a man with a borrowed hammer drill.
I'm a man with a borrowed hammer drill. And a broken-ass 3D printer.
Well, I didn't know about that second part.
Oh yeah. Hang on.
Does it look like a spider exploded?
No.
Because that's what I normally see with problems with 3D printers. It's just, it looks normal and then it looks like a spider kind of just exploded in the middle of a print.
No. This was a slightly more catastrophic print failure.
Uh-oh.
This is called a blob.
A what? Oh, that looks like a blob.
That is all hardened PLA.
Oh, how,
It didn't have a thing to print on, so it printed the first layer, and then by the time it finished the second layer, the first layer was not stuck to the bed anymore, and it just kind of kept going for a 4-hour print.
Ooh, I see why it's called a blob now.
Yeah.
So how do you get that off?
A heat gun.
Oh, you have to melt it all off?
You have to basically melt it off, or at least soften it. You have to soften it. Like, the print head is in there.
Yes.
So I can turn it on, and I mean, I have it off at this point. I used a heat gun, I turned on the printer, and I got it all off, well, most of it off. There was a little bit of damage to the head, so I might need to replace it.
Oof. That's the important part of the 3D printer. Well, should we hit the randoms?
Sure.
Okay. So it is... as I adjust my microphone here... It is the review this week.
It is.
I am reviewing FluMist. Now...
that sounds... Andy? Andy?
Yeah?
You're not a bioterrorist, right?
No.
Okay.
Yes. If you have not heard of FluMist, welcome to the club, because this wasn't really approved for use until late last year.
Okay.
But it's AstraZeneca's at-home flu vaccine.
With no needle.
No needle. This is the nasal spray, which I looked up is used to be a lighter dose, but after 2003 is the same potency as the needle shot. Mm-hmm. But it's the nose spray. And it was approved by the FDA for at-home use.
Interesting.
So I, last week, went to their website, signed up. I put in our information and my insurance information because, like the flu vaccine, this one was also...
covered by insurance.
Yes. I did have to pay for 2 things. One was their pharmacy person to double check that I typed everything in correctly. That was like $3. And then I had to pay like $8 or $9 for shipping.
Okay.
But I put all of our information in there, and because we were part of the IIS, basically the vaccine database, they recognized us Well, they recognized everybody but me originally because I had put in Andy.
And instead of Anthony?
Yes. Once I put that in, it's like, oh, we recognize all these people and, previous flu vaccines and everything. So, is this you? Yes, that is me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it verified us by name and birth date. And then I'm just like, yes, there's 4 of us. And they're like, okay, when do you want it delivered? And
Wait, it says not to give it to kids, though.
Not to give it to kids under 2.
Should not get FluMist if you have a severe allergy or are 2 through 17 years old.
And take aspirin.
I see. There's an and there.
Yes.
Okay.
No, because we did the nasal spray with Isaac a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Just because the kids and the needles.
Yeah. Needles suck.
Yes.
Sorry. Get your flu shot.
Yes.
Yep.
So they had it delivered. I had them text my phone, and they were kind of a little pushy with the texting. It was like, okay, it's packaged up. All right, it's delivered. Here's the FedEx tracking number.
I don't care. Just tell me when it gets here.
Yes.
Does temperature,
Well, yes. So it showed up, FedEx, dropped it on my porch. I was home. I specifically
it's like 85 degrees out today.
It got delivered yesterday.
Okay.
But I specifically picked a day that I knew I was going to be home, so it wasn't going to sit on the porch because they say as soon as it comes home, refrigerate
Use it or refrigerate it. Okay.
And there was also a NFC tag on the internal box inside because it was in styrofoam, and there were a bunch of ice packs surrounding the box. So this was a big box, lots of cooling protection around a little tiny box. There was an NFC tag on little tiny box. So I actually took my phone and they had me download an app, and it read the NFC tag and told me if it had ever gone above
a certain temperature,
which it didn't. So I was okay to proceed.
That's cute.
If supposedly if the tag recognizes that it went above, you're supposed to call them, and they're supposed to whole process to go through
and give you another one.
Yes. So it was very clear that's okay, this is how it is done. I'm like, sweet. So then I just took it all out, put it in the refrigerator. I have a styrofoam box now with a whole bunch of ice packs if I want them. If not, they're water ice packs, so I can just get rid of them. Yeah. But after dinner, I just opened up the things in the kitchen. They had a little nasal spray thing. It had a clip on there. So you put it up one nostril and you squeeze it, and the clip will stop it after the first dose. And then you remove the clip, put it in the other nostril, squeeze it the rest of the way. That's your second dose. Mm-hmm. And then they gave you a little bag to put it all in, and they gave you a return shipping container bag. So it just did that 4 times. I got the return bag sitting in the mailbox to ship out used sprayers.
Okay. This sounds like it's a well thought out, well oiled machine at this point.
Yes. And I don't have to worry about the kids.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to worry about needles with the kids.
Yes.
Now, typically, a flu shot, your arm is sore as hell, and then you feel cruddy. Does that happen with this?
Well, I'm starting to feel like I've got a little bit of a sore throat and a runny nose, which are some of the common side effects of the nasal spray. So I do have some of the side effects, but Kate's got a bit of a headache too.
Okay.
So
that's almost reassuring.
Yeah, I'm definitely been drinking a lot of this Verner's right here while we've been recording. But yeah, it's an at-home nasal spray flu vaccine. So, it's not available in all states. Currently, it's only available in 28 states. So you got to double check that it's available in your area. I think Wisconsin is on the list.
I'm going to go get the combo COVID flu shot. So, but it's an interesting thought.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, trying to take the kids someplace and calm them down, and especially when one watches the other one get shot, it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
I just came here, and then I'm just like, okay, just stare at me.
Look at me.
Yep, I'm just staring. I'm going to squirt this up your nose.
Laura got one of her piercings changed out at a piercing salon, and while we were there, this little 4-year-old girl was getting her ears pierced, and it was actually really cute how they handled that and how well they have figured out how to do this. I'm like, man, why don't nurses, pediatricians know how to do this as well? They had a stuffy for her The stuffy had a bunch of piercings. It was an axolotl, and it had piercings on like all of its little floaty things.
Nice.
It was adorable.
Oh, that reminds me, Megan wants an axolotl on her Christmas list. I think she actually wants the Minecraft axolotl stuffy rather than just like an axolotl stuffy.
Axolotl.
Why, what did I say?
No, as opposed to just an axolotl.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything wrong.
Okay, because me and the English language sometimes.
I'm aware, Andy. I'm aware. Our listeners are well aware, Andy.
So FluMist, a couple of bucks. But yeah, four doses done at home. Bing, bang, boom.
Neat.
So, all right. Random topic rolled ahead of time.
Yep.
Where did I put the list? Here it is. What are the trade-offs between American Morse code and international Morse code? Well, first off, nobody uses American Morse code anymore, except for the crazies, but not the crazies.
Diehard fans?
I guess the diehard fans. There is still the Morse Telegraphy Club, I think.
Speaking of you in the English language, are you saying Morris or Morse?
It's Morse.
It is indeed Morse.
Yes. I mean, for goodness sakes, I have the giant... IKEA, for some reason, had a big poster that was the Morse code and the International Phonetic Alphabet as like a big like wall canvas thing.
Nice.
So I have that sitting next to my desk downstairs.
Yep. Morse code.
Yeah, so Morse code, the difference is Morse code, dots and dashes, right?
Yeah, dits and dots.
Yeah. American code has 3 lengths of dashes and 2 lengths of spaces between the dots.
Why?
Well,
Why?
Because you can put more, if you just have, more ways of typing things, you can have faster.
But the whole point of it is to make it like easy to learn, easy to read, easy to hear. You're introducing space to make mistakes.
Yes, that was part of the thing. That's actually one of the nicknames for people back in the day who made errors while sending or receiving Morse code.
Yeah.
Was called hoggers, because with one subtle error in timing, instead of saying home, HOME,
yeah,
if you don't have enough space between the M and the E and you get them too close together, it spells hog.
Okay.
So they were called hoggers because they couldn't get the timing right. So yes, the American Morse code is all about the timing, which most of the time when people are using Morse code, it's
hard.
It's hard, yeah.
It's the thing on Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes that I have the most difficulty with.
Oh, what was it? It was the escape room. I was with Jake and Kat. It was an escape room based off the Orient Express. Yeah. And we plug in a radio, and it starts busting out Morse code.
And you're like, I got this.
Well, no, I didn't do... The 2 military people...
One of whom I believe works in military communication?
More of a PR sort of thing rather than part of the radio comm.
Yeah.
But still, I was getting bits and pieces of it because my Morse code, I still haven't gotten it down.
Yep.
But yeah, no, we're there. They got most of it there. And they could hear when it repeated and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, we don't really need the cheat sheet for this one.
Yeah, we got this. We're good.
Well, especially since it ended with numbers, and numbers are different than anything else.
Don't they all start with a dash?
Well, no. 5 dashes is 0. A dot and 4 dashes is 1. 2 dots, 3 dashes is 2. So they're all groups of 5. Mm-hmm. 5 is 5 dits. And then 6 is a dash and 4 dits. 7 is 2 and 3. 8 is 3 and 2. 9 is 4 and 1.
But they're all groups of 5.
Yes, they're all groups of 5. So once you hear that group of 5 come in, you're like, okay.
Now we're in numbers.
Yeah, now we're in numbers.
Never a skill that I picked up.
Should probably do it now more because, I'm doing actual two-way radio communication. When I was in the AM and FM, it's like, okay, it's left the transmitter. I'm done.
I don't care.
Oh, you got a problem with your receiver? Oh, that's nice.
Let me know when it's taken care of.
Yes, but now it's two-way communications. It's like, oh, shoot, I have to worry about reception now, too. Oh. But yes.
Poor Andy.
What are the trade-offs between American Morse code and International Morse code? One is used and one is not.
Well, but why is one used and one is not? And I think the answer is because one's easier.
Yeah.
and more reliable.
Yeah.
Here's a hint. It's not the American one. All right. Should we call it, Andy?
Yep, that's a wrap. This has been another episode of the Random Access Podcast. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, corrections, suggestions, remarks, reviews, rebukes, retorts, or just rants, feel free to contact us. You can find us on Twitter at RAPodcast, or send us an email at mail@rapodcast.net. Thank you for listening.